Welcome back. Still to come, we take you all the way to Tanzania, where some women are causing a stir in the country's music industry. Now, while the news of Mandela's death and activities surrounding it have featured prominently throughout the week, a few other things have made the headlines in the world of women.
The United Nations mission in Somalia has hosted the Women and Peace Security Open Day, an event meant to foster the role played by women in society. The UN Special Representative of Secretary General for Somalia, Nicholas K., expressed the commitment of the UN to empower the women and ensure that they play an active role in their country's affairs.
The whole objective of the United Nations support for gender in this country is to make sure that the women's voice is heard more loudly, more often, and in more places.
The government has decided to create, out of your recommendations, a special police unit for crimes against women. The unit will be made up of mostly women. We have given this task to the police commissioner, and the recruitment of female officers is ongoing. These women will be in charge of this special unit. The second is that the government will create special clinics for the victims of rape and sexual related cases, which we do not have.
The participants used the platform to share experiences and ideas on how the lives of women in Somalia can be improved.
Whenever we talk about women representations, they throw one or two women in somewhere and all of a sudden that solves our problems. Our problems are institutional. Women early on are discriminated against in education, in job opportunity, and then later on in decision-making bodies. So we want to assure the president and the rest of the government that we are committed and we want to be his partner. We want to be the government's partner in this role. But we are done with lip service and we want real, tangible solutions.
The government scheme referred to as India's Cradle Babies now allows parents to leave their unwanted female babies in cradles provided in hospitals, welfare centers, and government offices. These infant girls in the sterile, sparsely furnished nursery rooms in the Lifeline Trust orphanage in Tamil Nadu state, southern India, are considered lucky as they have been saved from possible death in a region where daughters are seen as a burden and where their murder a common reality.
The main reason behind parents abandoning a girl is that most of the time the family already has 3 or more children who are all girls. It then becomes difficult for them to rear a girl child. That's why they give children to us. Most of the baby girls are abandoned now.
But while the project has been praised for potentially saving the lives of thousands of Indian girls, human rights activists have criticized it, accusing authorities of encouraging the abandonment of girls and promoting the low status of women in the patriarchal society. This is a welcome development, according to Vijay Kumar, a businessman who adopted a baby girl with his wife.
It is only because of this scheme that the abandoned babies are taken care of. It is a big benefit for couples who are medically unable to have a child.
Since the Cradle Baby program began, poverty-stricken parents and single mothers have handed in over 3,700 children, mostly girls. More than 3,600 of them have been adopted by childless, middle-class couples in Tamil Nadu, according to officials. Former AC Milan's midfielder Gennaro Gattuso says he cannot see a place for women in football. The hard-tackling midfielder was commenting on the recent turmoil in Milan, where Adriano Galliani has agreed to share his chief executive role with Barbara Berlusconi, the daughter of the club president Silvio Berlusconi. In an interview, he said, "I think that for someone like Galliani, there should be more respect. I can't really see women in football. I don't like to say it, but that's how it is." Galliani, who has been at the club for 27 years, threatened to resign last week, apparently unhappy at comments by Barbara Berlusconi that the club needed a new philosophy. One of Princess Diana's most romantic and ornate gowns sold at auction in London has fetched over £85,000. The dress, which is a white organza and sateen with shimmering gold panels, jewel-like rhinestones and pearl adornments, is a fairy tale dress and was designed by one of Diana's favorite designers, the Emmanuel, in 1986.
It's gone to an overseas museum, and the other bidders we had were American private collectors. So there's some very disappointed folks in America today, but we're really pleased that it's gone to such a good home. Thank you very much indeed, 85,000.
After fierce bidding from a lot of collectors, auctioneer Kerry Taylor eventually brought the hammer down at £85,000.
There was fierce bidding. We had, telephones battling it out. I started at about 30,000, and I eventually, knocked it down at 85, which with the buyer's premium brings it to, I think, about £102,000 in total. So a very handsome price for a very handsome dress. We're very pleased today.
The dress is Diana's favorite, which she wore several times. And she also chose to wear the dress in several different ways, either with or without the sleeves, adding a tiara or with a full petticoat to make it even more like a fairy tale.
A band is casting waves to the music scene in Tanzania's semi-autonomous city, Zanzibar. It's the new Tarab band, whose members are all women. Find out why this is setting a new trend for women in the country.
Soothing, relaxing. It is Tarab. Some consider it the most popular music on the East African coast. Tarab reflects many cultures. It incorporates Swahili, Arabic, Indian, and Egyptian. The instruments range from the Middle Eastern oud, Indian tabla drums, violin, the qanun, piano, and the accordion. Often, we see male bands that have produced hit songs like Amada Umelewa, or female singers backed by male musicians like the late B. Kidude. But this band, Tausi, is different. Tausi has made it in the Tarab history books by being the first all-female band where the women play instruments and sing all by themselves. Tausi is a Swahili word for peacock. 35-year-old Florence Isuri is a Tarab vocalist born on the island of Zanzibar.
What interests me most is playing music more than singing.
Mariam Hamdani, a retired government official and journalist turned musician, is the director of Tausi. Her love for the band made her put up her rental house for rehearsals with the group.
We started to convince the women. It was not an easy job, but then we managed to get some who were interested and they learned. But it proved that women learn very fast, because within 7 months we performed at Busara. Can you imagine?
The Sauti za Busara festival was a curtain raiser for Tausi. Afterwards, they got a special invite to perform at the Africa Union's Women's Conference held in August 2011 in Nairobi. Since then, they have traveled for concerts to Beirut, Egypt, and even China. Taarab rose to prominence in 1928 with the rise of the genre's first star, Siti Binti Saad. Her hit track, Muhogo Jangombe, that was later covered by Biki Dude, caught the attention of many as it talked about a drunk man who frustrated women. To Tausi, the undisputed queen of Taarab, still remains a role model, even after she passed on in April this year.
She was an ambassador, like an ambassador for not only for Zanzibar, for Tanzania. And whenever she went, of course, she talked of Zanzibar as part of Tanzania.
Tausi Band performs at various hotels within Zanzibar, sometimes taking as little as $100, but for a special reason.
We do it for publicity. A tourist may like us and invite us, so we go or maybe get sponsors. But honestly, in terms of payments, it's not satisfying at all.
But that does not stop Florence and Taarab lovers from embracing their tradition. To them, Taarab is more than just music. It is an identity.
And that brings us to the end of today's show. Once again, we pay our respects to the great Madiba. He might be gone now, but his legacy will remain. At this point, I would like to mention that a woman's wall still stands against child marriage. It is a violation of every girl's rights, and we can come together to put an end to it.
I'm standing with TVC News, A Woman's World, to say no to child marriage. If she's not old enough to vote, she's not old enough to be a bride. Let's put an end to child marriage in Africa.
Remember that you can send us a tweet at TVC Women's World, or get in touch via Facebook, A Woman's World TVC News. I hope you have enjoyed the show. Don't forget to tune in next time. I am Oinala Salim.